What is going on, guys? This is Miasin, and today I really wanted to show you guys a really spicy and interesting combo that not a lot of players really know about because it involves a card that everybody knows about that was, of course, included in the Fire King structure deck, but people think that it sucks, and because of that, well, I mean, to be fair, it's not that great, it's not worth main decking, but it can be like a good side deck option. And if you understand these combos that I will showcase to you guys today, you might want to consider side decking one copy of it in order to have access to a potential very nice toolbox that allows you to beat certain matchups really well. So yeah, I'll show you guys the combos as well as some potential nice things that you can do with this card right here, which is the baby Kirin, of course. But before we go any further, I would really appreciate if you could smash the like and subscribe button. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much. And now let's get right into it. Alright, so one Snake Eye Ash can do a lot, actually. If you know for a fact that you're playing against Despia, you can pretty much FTK them. So yeah, normal summon Snake Eye Ash, and then that gets you the Populace, and then you get the Populace effect, which then searches your original Sinful Spell Snake Eye. And then you go into Link Rebo and then Populace, whatever. I mean, the very beginning is always the same thing. Search the Populace, the Ponix, and then get your Sanctuary, and then place the Island, and then Ash evolve into the Oak, and then revive back into the Flambridge. Yeah, that's kind of greedy. You can go straight into Flambridge if you kind of feel like you don't want to lose 2 heart in Nibiru, so I'm just assuming that, you know, we're not trying to play around anything. But anyways, we search the Garunix now, which then can destroy the Kirin. Not the good Kirin, but the bad one. Fire King Avatar Kirin, not the high Avatar one. This card reads, if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can send one fire monster from your deck to the grave. There are quite a lot of fire monsters that you can send that would be very nice to have in your graveyard. Not only to recycle back off of Sunlight Wolf, but also revive back off of the Promethean Princess. But in this situation right here, we will be sending the Ash, which of course we can get right now with the Flambridge, summoning back 2 monsters and then triggering the Sunlight Wolf to recycle back the Ash, and then link off into Masquerena, Princess, revive back the Flambridge, and then place the Masquerena in the Spell and Trap zone, and this is where it gets really nasty. You can link off into an Ambler Whale and then into a Zelantis and then banish everything on the field, so that not only do you dodge Super Poly, which is kind of insane because this deck right here is I kind of spoiled it, but the Despia deck is known to play Super Poly, but also Shaddoll Fusion, which can use the materials directly from the deck when you control a monster special summon from the extra deck. Do you see any monster special summon from the extra deck here? I do not. World Sea Dragon Zelantis was not special summoned from the extra deck. It was special summoned off of the Banished, off of its own effect, which is kind of insane. It completely forgot about the extra deck thing because it was re-special summoned. Very important keyword here. It's not like it just left the field temporarily and then came back. It's not like SP Little Knight and Farfa. So yeah, this is not even like you can say, oh yeah, maybe it's still no, it doesn't. So yeah, on the end phase, you on the opponent's turn rather, you get back the Ponix on your opponent's standby phase. The Shaddoll Fusion cannot be used, and you got the Luber for the Branded Fusion, so they just can't do anything. They can't Super Poly, they can't Shaddoll Fusion, and they can't Branded Fusion. A little unfair if you ask me, especially off of one single card. And it's not like you have to play any bad cards outside of the new the old Kirin, rather. Alright, so Snake Eye Ash can do quite a lot of things, including FTKing your opponent, but if you don't want to play 67 billion Garnets in your deck, well, you can still put up some really big boards. Which can be like Floodgate boards, actually, that a lot of decks or a lot of board breakers simply cannot really deal with. Yeah, anyways, evolve into your Flambridge right away, and then Populace place in the Spell and Trap zone so that you can send it with the original Sinful Spell Snake Eye, get your Ponix into Sanctuary, and then into Island, and then destroy. And I think you can already see where this is going. We will be destroying the Kirin, but this time we won't be destroying the Ash. We will rather be destroying the Barrier Statue of the Inferno. So neither player can special summon monsters except fire monsters. There is no shot you're going to be main decking this, because that's 2 kind of bricks in a way. The Barrier Statue and the Kirin. You're not trying to draw the Kirin, but if you draw it, it's not the end of the world. I mean, if anything, drawing the Kirin is actually a good thing sometimes, because it's going to be the free discard fodder, the free destroy fodder for Island, and then it still triggers its effect, so that's not trash. But yeah, the Barrier Statue, definitely not too great to draw, but yet again, though, you can still destroy it with the Island. Anyways, link off into the Sunlight Wolf, trigger the Flambridge, recycle back from the graveyard, and then go Princess, revive back the Flambridge. You could either do that or revive back the Barrier Statue, but either way, you're playing around Super Poly, so it's not even like you can lose to anything here. You do lose to Imperm if you use the effect on draw phase or standby right away, so keep that in mind. But apart from that, I mean, it's not like you can really... Yeah, no, you don't really lose to much, and this is actually a really impressive board. Alrighty, so first of all, there are 4 one-card combos, so friendly reminder that Snake Eye Ash or Bonfire allows you to immediately do everything that I just showcased, but the Abel Star Wanted are just basically the same thing. The only difference is that you usually have to give up on your Sanctuary if you don't have any other card that you can sacrifice for your Ash in order to transform into the Oak and then into the Flamberge. Apart from that, there is really just no difference between drawing Diabell Star or Snake Eye Ash. So the odds of drawing one of these 4 cards, especially when you're playing like 3 of each of them, you know, those odds are really, really high. It's like almost 90%. And there's also like the probability of drawing Ash itself, or maybe drawing Anti-Spell. So if you are well prepared against Despia, you can give them a really, really rough time, especially when they are known to not play hand traps, but rather board breakers instead. I mean, they got Shutdown Fusion, Super Poly. Why would they play any differently? But it is your responsibility to understand how you can play around those cards. But yeah, anyways, you can destroy the Kirin in order to, yeah, again, either send the Ash from the deck to the grave, or either send the Scatter Shot, which can be a time card, which is very fun and enjoyable for the whole family, right? Some people have been messing around with Sprite Sprint, which can also send the Scatter Shot, or there's another card that you can summon in the extra deck that can also burn, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm not gonna encourage people to play those cards. It's just really cancer, and yeah, this game would have been better off without these cards. There we go. Yeah, now it's in the site. It's not even like in front of me. It's better like that. Anyways, you can also send the Kurikara with the Fire King Avatar Kirin, and then you can recycle back the Kurikara with Oak. That's just in case the Snake Eye Ash itself doesn't resolve, because sometimes you still want to have access to Kurikara to like at least out some towers, monsters, but whatever, it's not going to come up too often. But still, Kurikara is going to be something that you will obviously be side decking in your Fire King deck. And Kirin, usually, if anything, you want to side deck 1 copy when you know for a fact that you're going first. Either, again, for the Despia deck so that you can search Ash, or even against Labyrinth, whatever. I mean, you're also making like such a small board that it's not like we can say that you're losing to like Super Poly evenly and stuff like that, because at least you got the things in your hand. Anyways, the Bearer Statue of the Inferno, obviously that's a great card that you can send. It prevents both players from special summoning non-fire, so obviously you are not really affected yourself. All of your cards are fire anyway, so who cares? Worst case, you just link it off. But your opponents, they will definitely suffer against this. So Silent Forcer, Despia, Labyrinth, honestly just about anything that isn't a fire deck doesn't really play fire monsters. Honestly, outside of the fire engine, all the fire monsters that I can think of are utter garbage. Yeah, anyways, a Great Shogun Shin is kind of a cute one. So it's a Floodgate monster. While it's on the field, your opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap card each turn. So there's a soft lock where you can have Great Shogun Shin with a dramatic chase into Sinful Spoils of Betrayal Silvera, which negates the effect of a spell or trap card your opponent, well, rather any card. So the one and only card that your opponent can use, you negate it, and then your opponent can't try to do like anything else again, which is a little filthy. Your opponent can have all the spells and traps and all the board breakers in the world. So Great Shogun Shin is kind of not too bad, honestly. Next up is the Abyss Dragon Sword Soul. It's a cute card. It can be a massive interruption against certain decks, because when if a monster is banished by a card effect, you can revive back from the grave. It's a fire monster, so that's how you can send it with the Kirin. And then when it is summoned by its own effect, you can target 1 card in the field zone, and then 1 monster opponent controls or in their grave banish them. So you can banish your opponent's Fire King Island, the Mirror Match, and another monster in their grave, and the island will obviously trigger to destroy everything. So it can be a cute interruption, but the issue is, how are you triggering this in the grave? A card has to get banished, or rather a monster has to get banished by a card effect, which might be a little too much to ask. I might be reluctant to play this card, honestly. And then Lone Fire Blossom can summon a bunch of really nasty cards. That would include playing Bricks, which I'm not a big fan of. And then finally, some Rescue Ace monsters like Turbulence, pretty nasty to Foolish, and then revive back off of Princess to set 4 cards. But it's unrealistic because you are not playing Fire King cards in Rescue Ace. I mean, not anymore, at least. I hope you're not playing these cards post-Phantom Nightmare. I mean, not at the same time in the same deck, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Or you're probably playing pure Rescue Ace with like only Populace as the only Snake Eye with Bonfire. And you're not even playing like Snake Eye Ash and stuff. Between Airlifter and Turbulence pretty much does the same thing. Let me know your thoughts about this card right here. The baby Kirin. Do you think it's a cute tech? Do you think maybe people might start playing it more? You let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.